Vengeance is the new BJ Novak written and directed film, which, if you don't know who that is, if you're a fan of The Office, you might know he's Ryan from The Office. And I didn't actually know this until watching this movie. He wrote and directed many episodes of The Office. Didn't really notice that until now, and then now I feel like I'm gonna have to do a rewatch at some point, which I was kind of doing anyways. But it gives me more of an incentive to do so, I guess. I did really like this movie to a point. I think there is like some levels that made it uncomfortable for me as someone who's not necessarily lived in Texas but visited Texas. It's like I have a lot of issues with that state. And this movie kind of shows off like a lot of issues that I personally would have with that state. You know, you got people driving around the back of their cars with like guns, like just casually. You got you got like every metaphor that someone makes has to be a metaphor to God or whatever or something. Like I don't know. There's just and then like when he's ranting at the end of the movie at these people, like, hey, you know, trusting in your heart lets you believe things like vaccines have microchips and whatever. And you know, like they don't actually deny that they believe these things. You know, and a lot of people in this state believe things like that. You know, so it kind of, but there was also parts of this movie that were kind of funny because of how realistic the movie was, and that was kind of the point of the movie a little bit. Like, so when they joke about Whataburger, like that's realistic, especially as someone who actually went to Texas to love Whataburger. I'm just saying, but you know that's why so I don't know. There was parts of this movie that really worked, but there were also parts of it that just made me uncomfortable. I don't know if they were supposed to make me uncomfortable or it's just my own relationship with that state that makes the movie make me uncomfortable. If you don't know what the plot of this movie is, it's basically this guy wants to record a true crime podcast about this girl that he barely knew, um, and knows about her death through like an odd situation of circumstances. And in this movie is a lot of dark humor and awkward humor, and it works actually pretty well. It's actually an entertaining movie. I think towards the end of the movie kind of loses the plot of what it's trying to say or what it's trying to do, but overall I think it's a pretty fun movie with some good humor in it and some good performances. Not like groundbreaking ones, but some pretty decent ones. I think just the issue is like I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna call out bad things that these kind of people in this state believe that are dangerous and abhorrent, it should be more than just a joke. I feel like it should be like, you know, not necessarily a PSA, but go into things that are I don't know. But that's just me. I guess at this point, I'm just so frustrated with some of the people in that state who believe such weird, shitty beliefs. Like vaccines have microchips and weird shit. But you know, that's just me. I I enjoyed this movie. I think Texans will like this movie for sure. Uh, and I say that because like I've seen actual Texans review this movie and it be actually pretty positive in their favor. So I don't know. It was a fun movie. I think, and even as someone who was not born or raised in Texas, I definitely liked it somewhat. So you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's the best movie or anything. I think it's kind of a forgettable movie a little bit. Like I probably won't remember this movie very long into the future, but like the movie I saw, I enjoyed, and you know, I wouldn't mind, I guess, watching it again, but not the most memorable movie, to be honest.